Gabimaru, the strongest ninja in his clan at 16, was known for his exceptional abilities and stoic demeanor, which made him appear almost invincible. However, during a mission, he was betrayed by his comrades and subsequently sentenced to death by decapitation. When the executioner attempted to carry out the sentence, his blade repeatedly broke before it could sever Gabimaru's head. Despite this, Gabimaru did not understand why he could not die. Later, he was visited by Sagiri, an inspector who wanted to learn more about his life and the reason behind his apparent immortality. Despite their conversation about his past and clan, Gabimaru revealed that he had no attachments and simply came from a ninja clan where killing was taught from birth, and only those who survived the grueling training ended up with superhuman abilities. Sagiri expressed curiosity about Gabimaru's ninjutsu skills, but he declined to demonstrate them. The following day, Gabimaru's captors decided to employ a different method of execution, burning him at the stake. Despite the excruciating pain of the flames destroying his skin, muscles, and bones, Gabimaru still survived the ordeal with only minor injuries. When asked if he was resisting, Gabimaru claimed that their attempts were simply weak. The inspector continued to delve into his past, asking about his family, to which Gabimaru revealed that his parents were murdered by the clan leader when he was just an infant. However, he did not know why they were killed and did not care. When questioned about his aspirations, Gabimaru had none, stating that he only lived to kill and complete missions as a ninja without seeing any value in life. He grew up learning how to kill without displaying emotion, leading the inspector to inquire about how he was captured and why. Gabimaru disclosed that he attempted to leave the ninja life behind, and the clan leader agreed on the condition that he completes one final mission. However, the mission turned out to be a trap for his comrades to betray and capture him. Despite their previous attempts, Gabimaru's captors resolved to employ their most barbaric method yet. They intended to tear him apart by pulling his limbs. They bound him with ropes and enlisted the aid of powerful animals to pull him apart. The animals strained against the ropes until they reached their limits, but in the end, they collapsed in front of Gabimaru, who had once again survived. He was confused and disturbed by his inability to die, and Sagiri noticed something peculiar about him. Despite his lack of desire to live, Gabimaru had attempted to leave his clan. Sagiri could not comprehend how someone with no aspirations would try to abandon their way of life. Gabimaru had been the strongest member of the clan, even marrying the chief's daughter, but this marriage had turned out to be a living nightmare for him. Gabimaru's wife was the polar opposite of him. She was carefree and innocent, nothing like the typical member of their clan. However, her presence had turned his life upside down, and he could not bring himself to love her. Every time he returned home, she would nag him to remove his shoes and pray with her, to give thanks for their meal and show appreciation for their lives. For Gabimaru, it felt like a nightmare. He knew that if he continued living with her, his cold nature would disappear, and that would lead to failure on his next mission. So he decided to leave the clan and asked the leader for a divorce. The leader granted his request, but only after he completed one final mission. Although this is where the trap occurred, and Gabimaru was captured and betrayed by his comrades. Realizing he could not escape the village, he accepted his fate and gave up. During the night, one of the guards warned Sagiri to stay away from Gabimaru, labeling him as a dangerous monster who has killed 20 men who tried to arrest him. The guard also spreads rumors about Gabimaru's clan being immortal due to drinking the elixir of life. This information startles Sagiri and increases her suspicion towards Gabimaru. Despite his claims of being empty and not wanting to live, he has been resisting all the execution attempts so far. This thought begins to haunt Gabimaru, making him question why he is fighting back against something he supposedly desires. Despite their numerous attempts to execute him, Gabimaru is still alive and seemingly indestructible. Even when they pour boiling oil on him, he walks away without a scratch. He begins to question why he can't die and why he's resisting so much, as he believed he was supposed to be empty. However, the investigator, Sagiri, believes she knows the answer. She suspects that Gabimaru is using some kind of power or ability to prevent himself from dying. Finally, Gabimaru is taken to meet the Decapitator from the Seaman clan, who is holding a katana. Gabimaru recognizes her clan as being famous for their execution skills and realizes that she could easily cut his head off. He panics and breaks his handcuffs. Suddenly, Sagiri appears behind Gabimaru in a flash and swings her sword. He instinctively dodges, and she comes at him again, but he dodges once more and realizes that he doesn't actually want to die. Sagiri explains to him that he has been lying to himself this whole time. Despite claiming that he accepted death, He actually has one reason to stay alive, his wife. Although he claimed to hate her, he doesn't. She changed him from being an empty shell, and all the things he claimed to hate about her are actually the things he values the most. Gabimaru becomes enraged and attacks Sagiri, his eyes burning intensely, confirming to her that she was right. Gabimaru yells at Sagiri to shut up and charges at her, insisting that he is hollow. However, memories of his wife flood his mind, reminding him that he is not actually empty. His wife was the only one who believed he was kind and not a ruthless killer, and he realizes that she knew this because he was the only one who looked at her face. In their clan, women were only seen as objects for producing heirs, but his wife wanted a normal life. Her father punished her by burning her face so that she could never have that right. But she never gave up on her dream of living a normal life with Gabimaru. Although Gabimaru initially resists this revelation, his wife gives him a small kiss, causing him to blush, and finally realize that he is not truly empty. However, the fight continues. As he swings his sword, screaming that he's nothing but a ruthless beast, Gabimaru can't help but reflect on how he ended up in this situation. Despite the violence he had to inflict in his line of work, his wife always tended to his wounds with a gentle smile. Gradually, he realized that he had to change and give up his ninja lifestyle for the sake of his beloved. But his dreams were shattered when he was betrayed. It was then that he accepted his cruel fate, until Sagiri interrupts his thoughts with a scroll of pardon from the Shogun. She reveals that the Shogun will pardon Gabimaru's crimes and protect him and his wife from further harm, but there's a catch. To receive the pardon, he must embark on a perilous mission to a mystical island and compete against other criminals to retrieve the legendary elixir of life. Gabimaru is stunned by this proposition. Sagiri reveals to Gabimaru that the Shogun sent several search parties to the island in the past, but none of them returned alive. Instead, their corpses turned into flowers. Obsessed with the elixir of life, the Shogun decided to send skilled criminals facing death sentences to the island, offering them a pardon for all their crimes if they can retrieve the elixir. Sagiri also informs Gabimaru that his wife is safe but has isolated herself, waiting for him to return. She presents Gabimaru with a choice: either embark on the mission to find the elixir and reunite with his wife or face death here and now. The magistrates threaten to execute both of them, but Gabimaru, remembering his wife's innocent smile, makes his decision. He sheds tears and asks Sagiri if she still wants to witness his ninjutsu. In the next moment, his body engulfs in flames, burning everyone around him. After jumping from the pile of burning corpses, Gabimaru declares that he will find the elixir and return to his wife's side, promising himself to survive. What truly goes on in this mysterious island? Will Gabimaru be able to successfully retrieve the elixir alive? Subscribe for more anime recaps just like this and stay tuned for part 2.